Hi, second grade, and welcome to reading class. Today we have another good story. And the story today is about an animal a little bit more instead of a person. The title is The Saving of Spotsy, Lesson 11. Let's look at your reading, your new words that you have today. So you can open up your light units to Lesson 11 and page 200, and we're going to read your words there. So we have antlers, attack, dangerous, fawn, and strange. Let's look at them here on the board and read them again. Antlers, attack, dangerous, fawn, and strange. So I'm going to give you some sentences now that kind of explain the words a little bit. So thinking about trophy, we could say, Zach made a trophy with the antlers from the deer he shot. So antlers, and actually that would be the word antlers. So antlers that's what antlers are. Antlers are the horns of the deer. Okay, thinking about the word attack, we could say, after Bracy threw a rock at the hornet nest, the hornets flew out to attack him. And attack means like to go at or to start a fight. Okay, next we have dangerous. We could say, then he and Emerson ran away from the dangerous hornets. You know how dangerous they can be if they're mad. So dangerous means like likely to cause harm, not safe at all. Okay, next we have fawn, and you know what a fawn is? A fawn is baby deer. We could say the fawn hid in the tall grass. And then we have strange. Since coronavirus is here, we do church services in a strange way. So strange means like not usual. It's just not the usual way of doing. Okay, let's look at your Bible verse here on the board. It says, O Lord, thou preservest man and beast. Psalm 36, verse 6. So that verse simply means that God preserves or takes care of man and beast. And so man, well, that's another word for people. And so God takes care of us. And beast is a word for animals. God takes care of us and the animals. And we're going to have a story today about how God took care of an animal. And so yeah, let's look at your story for now today. And you can open up your reading books there with me. And it says The Saving of Spotsy, that's your title. And the question says, could the keeper have saved Spotsy in any other way? So we have a true story today. And if we look into the first paragraph, it says, Spotsy was the tiny fawn of a Chinese water deer who lived in a New York zoo. So it was a fawn of a Chinese water deer. Now, Chinese water deer are small animals, and you'll find out in your story actually how small they are. It says, I'll just tell you, it says that they're even smaller, like the grown-ups are even smaller than a German Shepherd dog. So that is a small deer. And then their babies are even tinier. And their babies are only about 10 inches. They're only about 10 inches tall. So they're only about this tall when they're standing up. And so less than a foot tall, that is little for a little fawn. So it was kind of like a little puppy. And it was, yeah, you know how little fawns, they don't have strong legs. I mean, they have fairly strong legs, I guess, but they're not very, they can be very, things can get them really easily. And so, yeah, this fawn he didn't know his life was in so much danger when he started doing some of the things he did. Well, okay, starting out, his mother hid him in a clump of dry grass. And as he got older, he did not like to obey his mom by lying still in the grass clump. So one day he got up and walked away. What do you think happened to tiny Spotsy? Was he able to take care of himself? Well, you can read your story and you can find out what happened with him. And maybe, hopefully a coyote or something didn't get him. But he decided he's going to go walk off and he just didn't want to listen to his mom anymore. So, yeah, you can read the story and you can find out what happened to little Spotsy. Okay, now, something else I want to show you. You have something different in Part D. It's kind of like a fun little exercise. You have 3 shapes, and you have words inside the shapes. So they're going to ask you questions about which word would be in which shape or shapes. So you have your shapes here, and you have like a circle and a triangle and a square. So you need to figure out which words are in which shapes, like by the questions they ask. So I'll just do a few with you here. It says a word only in the triangle. So you want a word that's only in the triangle, not in any other shape. So if you look at the triangle here, here's the triangle. And then we look here at this word. Well, this word is in the square too, so we can't count him in. And so this word is the only one in the triangle, the way it looks. So we have ever. That is only in the triangle and not in another shape. Okay, and then we have a word only in the circle and the triangle. So only in the circle and the triangle. Which word would that be? Well, you have, here's your triangle and here's your circle, and you have 2 words in your triangle. Up here inside the circle, it's nice and R, but R is also inside the square, so you can't count R in. So nice would be only in the triangle and the circle, because R is in the square, so that won't count for that one. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a guide for you for when you do that Part D. Okay, don't forget to read your Bible verse to yourself 3 times. It's a smaller verse this week, so it shouldn't take too much to memorize it. But yes, you should memorize it with the reference. Try to get the reference also in on that. And I'm going to let you now work at your lesson. Remember to read your story to yourself. And yeah, okay? You have a good afternoon.